There are three tells that give away every beginner saxophonist, and they are number 1, articulation, number 2, BWOWS, and number 3, your vibrato. I'm going to go through them one at a time to get you out of that beginner zone so you sound much more pro when you play saxophone. Let's start with articulation. Number 1, what is articulation? Well, it's just when you touch the reed with your tongue to start each note. Now, if you're a beginner, you either don't articulate at all, so you're going... or you know that you're supposed to articulate, but you use far too much tongue surface on the reed, and it sounds a bit more like... and you get very poppy, out of control articulation. Now, what can you do about it? Quite simple. Let me get my test mouthpiece. You have to use just behind the tip of your tongue to touch just behind the tip of the reed. That's a very good starting point for your articulation. And a very faint touch on the reed is all you need to get to re-articulate a note. When you're starting a note though, you close the reed shut with your tongue. There's already blowing pressure behind it and you pull your tongue away. That's how you start each note. Now it feels like it's happening simultaneously because you go, bah. But what's really happening is you take your breath in, and then as you blow, boom, you pull your tongue away from the reed. That's how you start each note. And then when you re-articulate the notes, you just need the faintest touch on the reed. I've already got blowing pressure there. The reed, my embouchure is sealed, and the reed is closed shut, and then ta. So pressure and ta starts the note. So a good drill to practice you're doing this is to build up the pressure first, and then pull your tongue away. Here we go. So, and then following that, practice doing long notes with nice connected articulation, just touching the tip of the reed. Now, when it comes to doing very short notes, tap, 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 you have to put your tongue back on the reed. So you pull your tongue away and then quickly get it back on and you seal it shut. But that's only when you're doing staccato notes. So an easy thing to practice is to do, say, 4 long notes and 4 short notes. Now, the first beginner tell and the second beginner tell quite likely are related. So let's go on to the second beginner tell, and that is BWOWS. What am I talking about? I used to call them the dreaded lip bends or the lip scoops, I can't remember, but now I'm thinking it might not be a lip thing, it might be an articulation thing, but now I'm just calling it the dreaded BWOWS. Now what is the dreaded BWOWS? Well, I'm sure you know. When you scoop into a note and it's an uncontrolled bend. Great players bend into notes, but they don't do it the way that you're probably doing it if you suffer from the dreaded BWOWS. Now, the dreaded BWOWS are an uncontrolled thing that you do that you don't know you're doing, but you think you're probably being expressive. But that's not how you do it. So I think what's happening with these dreaded BWOWS is that people are having too much tongue movement inside their mouth. Why do I think that's happening? Because when you have too much tongue movement inside your mouth, you change the voicing and the pitch and the timbre of the note. You probably also either using no tongue or the wrong amount of tongue. There's all sorts of tongue stuff going on. It could also be that it is a bit of the dreaded lip scoops. Maybe you are using too much lip tension. Having a good embouchure is a whole, different conversation. But however these BWOWs appear, it could be because your tongue is moving too much. So, how do you correct it? Well, you try and keep your tongue very still, and it's just the tip of your tongue that moves when you articulate. So, you have to practice doing transparent note starts and articulation. Transparent. What does transparent means? It means no deviation in pitch, no deviation in timbre, no deviation in volume. There's the big 3 things that you want to avoid. That is what transparent articulation is. No deviation in pitch, volume, or timbre, okay? So, if your notes are either going like this with pitch, or they're going like this with timbre, and And the timbre, the timbre just means the sort of tone of the note is changing at the start of the note, or your volume is changing. So it's going either very loud, explosive, then quiet, or quiet, then loud. One of the two, then that is not transparent, my friend. We need to get some transparency going on here. Make like tracing paper. Okay, how do you practice that? It's kind of related to what I said before. You close the reed off with the tip of your tongue. You build up the embouchure pressure. You seal your embouchure and build up the breathing pressure, breath pressure, and you just boop, take your tongue away. Now, your note should start very cleanly from 0 to 60. Just ba, and it should remain the same. No weird glitches or transients when you start your notes. So look. And by the way, none of that shizzle when you finish the note either. Nice and clean. So pay very careful attention. Record yourself with your phone if you need to. If it's sounding like... or if there's no clear start to the note. You need to work on playing transparently. This is one of the biggest things that separates players that sound great and players who sound like a beginner. It's the dreaded BWOWS. Get rid of them, mate. Get rid of them. We do not want a BWOW. As soon as I hear a BWOW, I know I'm very good at controlling my faces these days, but believe me, when I hear a BWOW, I internally wince. And the funny thing is, those BWOWs are not limited to beginners. They are on some of the world's most famous records, but I'm saying no more. Now, one thing I will say something about, if you want to get a free masterclass with me, it's a whole hour of solid, awesome, wicked teaching with yours truly. Use the link there. It's called my Saxophone Success Masterclass. There's a bunch of cool stuff that can really help. If you love my videos, do that. And if you want to do something else for me, go and subscribe because, it's just good for your soul. and your G-sharp key won't stick anymore. Right. Back to the plot. What's the third thing that differentiates beginners? Vibrato. What's vibrato? It's when you subtly vary the pitch of the note rhythmically. Okay? Like singers do. La! That's what we do in saxophone, but it can go horribly wrong. Now, I've done several videos on vibrato, but I can't say for sure that I 100% cracked the code of why people's vibrato is bad. I'm developing some new theories. Okay, let me just spitball on this for a moment. One of the prevailing ways in which vibrato is taught, including myself, is that you rhythmically apply a bit of pressure on the reed. Now that makes the pitch go up and down a little bit. Okay, but what you really want to do is think of your embouchure pressure position and then slacken it a bit and bring it back to where it was, rather than squeezing up. That might contradict something I've already said, but like I said, I haven't quite cracked the code. Whatever happens, somebody who's doing bad vibrato is doing it wrong. They're pinching the reed too much. Now, I'm beginning to form the theory that bad vibrato is caused by a plethora of topics, including but not limited to embouchure and voicing. Because the vibrato that I'm talking about, where it goes, like mini seal barks, you can only do that with a tight, pinched, kind of closed embouchure. The vibrato that I want you to do sounds more like this. For some reason, I ended up going into Star Trek because that's just what I heard. Okay, that is very different. I think if you support your embouchure from the sides of your mouth, you know what that does? Look, do this. What happens? What happens to your bottom lip? It's very soft and baggy, and you're not, number one, it turns your lip out. Number two, it takes the pressure, the clamping off the reed. Now, once you do that, the whole reed is more free to vibrate, and that gives you a greater headroom. So let's say that gives you this much headroom, and then when you apply a little bit more pressure on the reed for your vibrato, you're doing this. If you're already biting and your headroom is here, then you bite, you're almost closing the sound dead every time you do your vibrato. So I'm developing a theory in vibrato. I might do a whole new video on it, but the moral of the story, support the mouthpiece from the side, you know, like you're pouting or something, just like, that'll make your lip nice and soft. And then when you do your subtle vibrato, it'll be less clampy. Mr. Clampy will be gone. Okay, so there's another thing, all right? And that is, although it is a lip-centered phenomena, I strongly believe that you need to consider your whole jaw and throat as one unit. Now, here's another little pro tip on vibrato. Try, instead of thinking of going up and down, try thinking either going angled, so you're going diagonally up towards the reed and diagonally back, or even horizontal. That will get rid of your temptation to bite. So instead of up and down into the reed, which will close it and make you bark, think about going horizontal or slightly angled up. Because then you won't add any additional pressure on the reed. It might work, it might not. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments. Right. That's all I've got for you. They are the three original sins of beginner saxophone. I hope this video has helped. My aim is to help the world become better saxophonists with solid, actionable teaching straight from the pro stage. My name's Jamie Anderson. You're watching Get Your Sax Together. For Pete's sake, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100k, and it feels like I'm walking through mud. You might think you're subscribed, but you might not be. If you want a bit more of me, and you like my insincere style, then go and check out the Inner Circle membership. The link is there. There's a free 7-day trial, and well, just follow the link. You'll find out all about it. It's pretty wicked, believe me. As I already mentioned, you can get a free lesson for no pounds, no pence. Just use the link there. And until next week, make sure that you practice hard, practice smart, and enjoy thy music. Take it easy. What's the third thing which differentiates? Note scoops, lip scoops. I'm going to sneeze anyway. Woo!